Alright, what's up, y'all?
We're back. Afloat Friday, episode number 2.
Episode number 2. Today we're going to be talking about EDM, and we were with special guest, Gaby.
Hi.
Gaby was my former roommate.
Pretty much.
Almost. Former neighbor. We all of us hung out a good bit. All of my roommates, her roommates, we'd all hang a good bit. The way we met, you were just talking about, the way that we met was actually through music.
Yeah. I was upstairs just vibing to music, and then all three of the little heads popped up on the staircase, and they were like, who is that over there?
Yeah.
And we bonded over that, and then we've just been friends ever since.
We've been friends. Yeah, we've been friends ever since. Definitely, music's been a big part of all of our friendship.
For sure.
We've been to a good bit of music together.
Yeah.
In the short time that we've all been friends, we've gone to see a lot of music.
A lot of different types of music.
A lot of different types of music. So yeah, we'll be talking a little bit about EDM today, but I think first the biggest thing is where did you kind of start listening to music? What was kind of the start?
So I grew up in Venezuela, so music over there, EDM was it was a super niche thing,
Mm-hmm.
So the way that I got introduced to it was this guy made YouTube videos. It was a compilation of the most popular music in America.
Mm-hmm.
It was called Pop Anthology. You
Okay.
can look it up. It's 8-minute compilation, a mix of all the music. And then I remember Animals by Martin Garrix was on that, and I was like, what is that? That sounds super cool,
Yeah.
And even remixes with Avicii and Skrillex and all of that came up on there. And also when Bangarang came out, the music video of that was really popular, so then I was like, what is this type of music? And I never knew.
Yeah.
I never knew. Then I moved here, fast forward 7 years from 2010.
Yeah.
No, not even. Whatever, that doesn't matter. But
in that time frame.
In that time frame.
Yeah.
I moved here, and again, I was so unaware of a lot of American music, even Kanye. I hate to admit it, but I didn't know who Kanye was until I moved here, because that was just not a thing in Venezuela.
Right. Yeah.
To my knowledge, a 14-year-old, what do I know about pop culture?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was how I originally heard about EDM, and how I grew more into it was because I spent a lot of time trying to find the music that I liked, because again, I knew nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually I dove into this deep hole, not hole, but spiral of all of the genres that are EDM.
Oh shit. Okay.
So Calvin Harris was also up there, even though I don't listen to him anymore, but it was at the start of EDM.
Yeah.
And again, Avicii, when Avicii died, that was crazy. Such a sad experience.
Yeah.
And then from there, I had this one friend who I used to party with in high school, and she also liked that a lot. So then we both started being oh my god, who's Subtronics? Because the song Gristronics became really popular. So then I started diving more into that, who is Subtronics? Who is Grizz? And then from continuing to look at different artists, and I got to the point where I'm at now, which is I don't even know how many festivals I've gone to.
Yeah, right. So that's the other thing that I think is a really big part of the music, is that it's definitely about the music, obviously, but another large aspect of EDM is the festivals.
Yeah.
So yeah, break down the fest. Is there one that's above all else? This is the one to go to. I feel in rap, in terms of rap festivals, there's Rolling Loud is kind of the biggest one you can kind of go to, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah.
I feel kind of right. So
there's continue.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, there's so many different types of EDM, and each type of EDM genre has kind of their own festival, but there's also some that have everything.
Okay.
To me, my goal festival, my dream festival is Tomorrowland.
Okay.
It's in Belgium, and it's where all the big names go. Avicii has been there, literally everybody under the sun, but just in Belgium, and the installations are insane. The stages are as big as they have ever been before.
Yeah.
But that is also the more mainstream EDM. If you want to get a little deeper into what I'm the festivals that I go to, I would say Lost Lands is like dubstep Disneyland.
Okay.
That's what people refer to it as because
Yeah.
it's like heavily just like bass music.
Yep.
Which is like what I like more. I also like house music, but also the crowd and the culture is different, which
Yep.
is like a whole other like section. But like yeah, if you love bass music, Lost Lands is like it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
for sure.
I was really curious about this conversation after I went to Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
Because I was spending some time at the Perry stage, and
Uh-huh.
after a while, I was like, I can't listen to this
The
anymore.
Perry
Like,
stage? Oh.
So yeah, I don't know what if I can ask you when you were first getting into EDM, what stuck out to you, and what made you, or what was so like, why did you gravitate towards it?
So, well, just the fact that everybody's like in the same wavelength of like jumping around and like having a good time, and like the crowd around me. Okay, I'm not gonna use Paris as an example because that's honestly like a terrible
Sure.
first like EDM experience. I mean, I feel like a lot of people start at Paris though.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
grow like then you either like it or you don't.
Right.
And then you gravitate from there. But to me, when I went to my first EDM show instead of like a festival, because there's like little shows that like each artist do,
Right.
the crowd, like the environment was really welcoming, and like everybody's so nice compared to other like music genres that I've been to. And yeah, just like the sounds, the pretty lights, the production, like
Yeah.
everything as a whole is just like very welcoming. And it keeps me like the more you get into it, like honestly the more addicting it gets, because then you get to know so many more artists and then you get excited for those, and then like it never ends.
Yeah.
There's always something going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. So a big part of it for you, I guess, is the community then?
Yeah, the community.
Yeah.
For sure. And I mean, also like being able to dress however you want, you know,
Yeah.
like there's absolutely no restrictions. All the little trinkets, and I'm actually wearing one right now
Yeah.
from my car.
Nice. What is it? What does it say on it?
MD amazing.
MD amazing.
So yeah, you can get creative with like
Yeah.
everything, and that's another thing that I really enjoy is that like it lets your creativity flow like nothing else. You
Yeah.
know, you can go crazy with everything.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay, so you were talking about like these different genres. Like there's a lot of different genres within EDM. So like break down like a few if you could, and maybe even like
in
your
a summarized
favorites.
way.
Yeah.
I guess I can put them under umbrellas. So there's
Sure.
like the house umbrella, which has like tech house, Afro house,
Sure.
so many more, a bunch of like
Yeah.
tropical house, like
Yeah.
all of that. And then there's dubstep or like bass music. I feel like it's a better way to say it. And then from there you can go to like deep dubstep, which is more like wobbly. I don't know. The terms are gonna get wild.
No, it's fine.
like some of the bass drops are like either super sharp and aggressive, or more like pretty and like, or like you can get like the super wet, like drowned, growly sounds. Those are the ones that I really like. And then I guess those are the main two. And I guess I don't know a lot about techno / drum and bass. I feel like drum and bass is starting to become a bigger genre in America now. I'm just now starting to like appreciate it, because at first I did not like it. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But now I enjoy it.
Okay.
So yeah, I think those would be like the three. And then they separate into like literally endless little subgenres.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Like, when you said Calvin Harris, I didn't even know Calvin Harris was considered to be exactly like EDM.
Yeah, no, like because he also produces a lot of music.
Right.
And there's a lot of DJs too, like, that you wouldn't know would be involved in production. I wish I had some names to give you, but like, yeah, some of like the basic like pop artists can be involved in this anymore. But they still stay in like the mainstream though.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like when you talk to somebody that's like super deep into the EDM world, like they're not gonna tell you that Calvin Harris is their number one favorite artist.
Right. Yeah.
But it is a good way to get introduced to the genre. Like Doses and Mimosas, like that genre of group that can also kind of be considered like some sort of introduction to EDM, you know, because it's not like they're playing instruments, it's all like produced in a computer.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So you said Perry's is like the worst way to get introduced to EDM, or
I wouldn't even see. It's a complicated question because it does show people what there is. Like, I'm pretty sure, like sudden death. Like nobody would know who that is in like in the younger spectrum unless you're at Perry's there. Like, you know, sometimes you like camp out at the stage just because you want to see the closer and get a good spot.
Yeah.
And then you might happen to come across sudden death, and then you wouldn't know that kind of music exists. So it's a good way to like put it out there in the world, because Lala is like one of the biggest festivals in America. So like it is really good that the EDM scene culture is like in one of those festivals.
Right.
But the crowd that's gonna go there is not a good representation of what it actually is.
Right, because it's a lot of people on different wavelengths.
Yeah,
because,
like you get literally, I mean, especially at Paris, like people have like mosh to house music, which is not a thing. Like if you went to ARC, for example, everybody would be like,
hanging it.
But then you put that same music in Paris, and you get all the little 15-year-olds being like, let's go! You know? So it doesn't represent.
So would you say a better way is to just go to an EDM festival?
Or, because, yes, but, or those are expensive, and if you don't know anybody, then it's kind of like, not what am I doing here, but like, is this worth it for me? So if you're curious to get into it, just like, there's also something called EDM Chicago or EDM Train, something like that. So if you're interested in that, you can look at those websites and see what venues are playing some artists.
Yeah.
And then you can go to those, because sometimes they can be like $25.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you get like a really good experience of like what the EDM scene is like.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll go.
Yeah.
We literally, like, when we got back from Los Angeles, Disneyland, my friend group.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, we're not gonna go out to bars anymore. And then like literally a week after, we all collectively bought like 6 more tickets for upcoming shows. And we're like, we like, this is what we're gonna do from now on.
Just go hit shows.
Go to shows instead of bars. I mean, I still love bars, but it's different.
Yeah, very different.
Very different.
Yeah. No, that's interesting.
The lineup in Chicago right now for the EDM scene is going absolutely insane.
Yeah, lots of stuff. I mean, I feel like every time we talk, you have new shows that you're going to.
And also now we call this in the rave community like a rave family, you know? So like it literally started with me and like 2 friends, and then it grew to be like a group of like 9 or 10 people that we have also met through going to EDM shows. Which is awesome, because I feel like it's a beautiful way to make friends.
Yeah, it is, and I didn't really know that was such a thing.
No, it is. It is.
Yeah.
No, it's
very cool.
I mean, so like, what else in terms of like EDM? I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of questions. I'm fucking.
So
here we go.
I guess you've done some DJing, or
yes,
still do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do it. I used to do it. I used to try to play. I mean, I tried playing at vintage, but that didn't really work too well. And then playing at clubs is, I wouldn't even say complicated. You just have to know the right people.
Right.
But to me personally, it seemed like the people that were doing it weren't doing it for like the same reasons that I was doing it. I'm doing it because I like it and it's fun.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but the music that people want to hear at clubs, which is like an easier way to like DJ for a crowd, because again, like DJing these different types of genre is like really niche, and the only way to like actually get famous through it is to produce your own music, and that's like a whole other realm of things that I don't even know about. So I didn't really want to just go to a club and play like the top 40 songs, you know.
Yeah.
You can make like a little house twist on it, but it just became frustrating because it came down to like the people that you knew, and you kind of had to, not to like throw shade or anything, but sometimes the people that you encounter in these situations are a little fake. And and honestly, that demoralized me a little bit from like trying to pursue that in like a bigger scale. So now I just do it for fun, for like pre-games with my friends.
Right.
And if it came to it that like for some reason one of them like produces music and like gets big on it, I'm sure that they would let me open with like a little remix or something.
Yeah.
But it's more for like a hobby now, I would say.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Was there like, I'm kind of referencing one story in specific, but were there any moments where like you were like performing or you were DJing and like maybe it was a little too EDM heavy for
Oh my
a group?
God, yeah. So my roommate works at a gym and called Base Camp, and it's like group fitness, and they have like pre-made mixes of music that they want to hear, but the coaches don't like all of them because they're a little boring sometimes. So then they had the idea to bring a DJ in. Originally it was somebody else who is the owner of the studio, and then he couldn't do it anymore. So then Abby, my roommate, was like, my roommate, Gaby, me, should do it. So then they were like, okay, let's do it. So I did it. And, it took a lot of planning to make the whole thing. But one of the mixes that I did, I just really wanted to test how heavy I could go. Also, mind you, these classes are like 5 a.m. Like 5, 6, 7 a.m. So I was like, let me just see like how far I can take it. And there's this one remix by Kill the Noise, I believe, of a Led Zeppelin song called Dazed and Confused. Great song. But the drop is like, I mean, I don't think it's that heavy, but like for these people who know nothing about this world at 6 a.m., I got some complaints. I could no longer play that song. But that's okay. I pushed the limits just to see.
Yeah, no, of course. And on the other end of that, what's like best DJ moment?
Best DJ moment? I think honestly, the first time I ever DJ'd a party was when I went to U of I and I DJ'd one of the fraternities there for one of my friends. And I honestly like had no idea what I was doing. Like I kind of knew, but then I like really figured it out when I was like testing it with people. And there was like 300 plus people in that party, like people on the roof everywhere. They were all like vibing to the music and they were like complimenting me. I felt cool, you know. But I was playing like a range of music, and then I played, I don't even remember which song this was, but it was an EDM song. And a girl came up to me and she was like, I can't believe you're playing this right now. And then like after the fact, the fraternity guys were like, people were coming up to us being like, that was the best music that the fraternity has had. And I was like, stop.
That's awesome.
That must have felt pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a beautiful moment.
Yeah, no, it felt pretty cool that one, they let me do it, fully trusting this girl with like a shitty DJ board.
Yep.
And I was like, guys, I don't know. And they're like, just do it, you'll be fine. And I was like, okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was definitely something that like motivated me to like do it again.
Yep.
But then it was never to that like large scale of people.
Yeah.
Or
sure.
also in my house.
Yeah.
We used to have afters at my apartment all the time, and my room had double doors into my room, so I would put my desk in front of that. So the back was like, or like the VIP area or whatever, and then everybody would be like up here, like dancing to like the music that like me and my friends would play. That was also like peak moment. I wish we could have the space to facilitate one of those again.
Yeah, it's tough. Up
here, over there.
Facts, right over there. right over there to work.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So, Caleb, do you have any other? I got another question too. But do you have anything else? Any other questions?
I think this was very informative for me.
Do you feel like you have an idea?
I think I have an idea if I want to how to explore EDM a little better.
Cool. I can also give you some names.
I was gonna say. So what I was gonna ask was, let's just say, like, right, Caleb knows nothing. People that are watching, listening, know nothing.
No, nothing.
They want to get into EDM.
Yeah.
Couple of names.
Yeah, I would highly recommend Sad's Dad.
Yep.
Because they have a whole range of, like, heaviness to their music. Like, it literally goes from, like, pretty girl EDM, you know, like, pretty light sounds to, like, wonky ass, like, super heavy drops.
Yeah.
Same thing with, like, Subtronics. Because, like, Subtronics is loud.
Right.
But it's not, like, scary.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
that's another good one. Some other people that are, like, popping off right now is Levity.
Yep.
They're from Chicago,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
It's a group of 3 guys, but, like, their music is just so fun, you know? Like, when they played North Coast, they had a lot of remixes of, like, pop songs. So that's another way to get people to listen to EDM is
Right.
to just show them remixes.
Right.
And you're like, oh, like,
I
I
know
fuck
this.
with the sound or
Right.
whatever. So yeah, the example that I can think of off the top of my head that Levity did was the song Toxic by Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Well, they made it like dubstep.
Yeah, it's sick.
Always works, like
Yeah.
will always works. And to the hip hop fans, Tape B,
Yeah.
really great. He has so many remixes. You're just gonna have to look through his SoundCloud,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
you will really like Tape B because then he also plays more into that like deep dub that I was talking about. That's
Yep.
like I wouldn't even say scary. It's just like a little growly.
Yeah.
For me, it might
Loves.
be. But
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but if you want to be scared, if you like, if you want to be scared, listen to like Murata. That's like heavy dubstep or
Okay.
like Sudden Death.
yeah.
But Sudden Death is also more like, it's like theatrically scary. Like
Yeah.
it would be a great what's it called? Soundtrack
Okay,
for like
sure.
a scary play or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the best way that I can describe Sudden Death too.
Crazy. Okay. Word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wooly also has a really good remix to Next Episode.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Some
Yeah.
stuff to check out.
Yeah, definitely.
Good recommendations.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, I think that'll wrap us up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much for having me in your podcast.
Yeah, Gabby, thanks
Thanks
so
for
much for
coming.
coming. We appreciate it. We'll be back. We'll be talking about more EDM. Maybe we'll get this guy to a festival.
Oh my
We'll
god,
talk.
maybe we can do a little review.
I
Like,
think- yeah.
you try it and then
I think so.
Yeah, stay tuned
recap.
for that.
I think
Stay tuned,
yeah, stay tuned
team.
for that. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks again for checking us out on this Afloat Friday. We'll be back next month.
Yeah.
Next month.
First Friday of the month, every month.
Next month, another Afloat Friday. We'll see you then. Cheers. Stay afloat, y'all. Cool.
Peace.